そのTAKAです。
四つむのYOHEIです。
YOHEIちゃん、今日はスペシャルゲスト、遠くイギリスからお呼びしたので、お招きしたいと思います。よろしくお願いします。
お願いします。お招きいただきました株式会社ナスペックの安逹です。
My name is Keith Martin and I represent IsoTek. I'm the Managing Director and CEO as well as the founder of the company. Thank you.
今回はですね、イギリスから IsoTek の CEO であるキスさんに来ていただきました。ありがとうございます。はい。で、じゃあ IsoTek って何っていうところなんですけれど、そのあたりをちょっとご説明いただけたらなと思います。
Well, IsoTek was started almost a quarter of a century ago. Next year will be 25 years in business. The company was created to produce the finest power cleaning systems available for audio and audiovisual applications specifically, not to take something from another industry and try and rebadge it and sell it as a solution, but to deeply research and understand the problems on the power line, specifically for audio and audio-video applications, and develop unique technologies to allow the equipment that you already own to perform at its absolute best. And we started because the quality of products existing at that time was very poor. They didn't really deliver on their promise, and there was a lot of nonsense and voodoo and made up things that we wanted to dispel. We wanted to concentrate on what the problem is, the technology to solve that, and then to release the best products that money can buy.
はい、じゃあ会社の説明ありがとうございました。クリーン電源を作って25年ということで、すごく僕らにとっても大事なアイテムの一つになりつつあるんですけれど、今回持ってきていただいた3つの製品ですね、ちょっとそれぞれ説明をしてもらえたらなと思います。お願いします。
AQUARIUS is part of our performance range of products. It's, as you can see, it's a full rack power cleaning system. Within this chassis, we have 6 power cleaning networks, one for each output socket. So this is every single output socket's got its own dedicated clean power network. There are the sockets on the back of the unit. 2 of these on this side are 16 amp rated. They're high current. So this is where you would put your power amplifiers or your integrated amplifier, maybe a subwoofer. The circuit in these is completely different to the medium, the 4 remaining output sockets, because power amps gulp power. We need to have a completely different power cleaning network. As I said, the 4 medium are for your source components, CD player, streamer, DAC, preamplifier, phono amplifier, for example. And those will auto sense the load, meaning they will give the correct environment for whatever is connected in, be it digital or analog. And we also have 81,000 amps worth of instantaneous protection should it be needed, should there be voltage or power surges. And we use a very high internal wiring, high quality internal wiring, actually from Japan. We import Ono continuous cast copper, which we silver plate and create a dielectric of virtual air by wrapping an FEP spiral around the conductor before extruding FEP over the top. So this is the version 5 AQUARIUS. The high current, 2 high current independent power cleaning system, they have to be very high amperage and allow a lot of current to be able to flow through without restriction. So 16 amps at 230 volts will give you 3,680 watts of continuous power. That's continuous, not peak. peak will be higher. The four remaining output sockets for the source components, well, a CD player doesn't gulp power like an amplifier when the music is dynamic. I'm talking about AB amps now. And a CD player will draw continuously maybe 35 watts maximum. So the network that we have on the medium current side auto senses the load over maybe a 30-second period. So it works like the iris of your eye. If you walk outside and it's bright and you come inside, for a time it takes a little bit of adjustment. Now if we put that technology on the high current side and the amp tried to go power, the circuit would stop that happening. It wouldn't be appropriate. But for a CD player it is totally appropriate. So this is what we must do. We must understand the problem and we must engineer electrically the best solutions. So this is what we have done.
では、続いて SIGMAS なんですが、AQUARIUS に対して SIGMAS の違いを説明お願いします。
AQUARIUS, as I said, is 6 power cleaning systems in a single chassis. SIGMAS is 7. We have 3 high current outputs now. The filter network, power cleaning network in the medium current side is far more sophisticated. We have more budget, we can work harder at providing a really top-notch power cleaning system for your sources. And we steal a little bit of the technology of the TITAN in the high current. And I'll explain that when we come to the TITAN, this model here. Again, same internal wiring, high purity Ono continuous cast copper with silver plating and the virtual air dielectric. PCB is loaded with copper, so it's a very high amperage system. And yeah, the same auto sensing circuits are used. It's just, imagine it's like a car with a bigger engine and better suspension. One thing that we do with our higher end products is we actually encase the circuit in a resin-based dampening material to control resonance frequencies. Because you have the thing behind the speaker, right? Because we hear, because as I'm talking, I'm pushing particles of air, and your ears have tiny hairs, and they are picking up these waves that I'm pushing. So you imagine you can hear me, I'm not really shouting, I'm talking at a normal volume. Now you're playing music, and what's that loudspeaker doing? It's going to be pushing a lot of air, and therefore everything in this room is going to start resonating, including the chassis of all of these components. And if you have components on a circuit board that are vibrating, especially tubes, right? The tube of an amp is tube amps. The vibration, the glass vibration would be terrible. So we actually encase our circuit boards in a dampening resin compound in order that we don't have that performance loss. So this is what IsoTek does. It goes really careful, detailed, precise, quality. That's what we do. We think about absolutely everything to give the purchaser the best thing that we can give. This is what makes our solution.
じゃあ最後に、タイタンの違いを、SIGMAS とこういうところが違うよっていうのがあればご説明お願いします。
TITAN, unlike these two products, is dedicated specifically for high current applications. But unfortunately, most companies can't make power cleaning systems for power amplifiers without destroying the dynamic range or destroying leading edge timing. We don't have that problem because we're specialists in what we do, and the TITAN has a unique technology called direct coupled design, where we electrically directly couple the power amp's power supply to the incoming supply. so it can be more dynamic. You'll notice better bass articulation, a more openness and three-dimensionality in your soundstage. So it's a unique technology that we developed specifically for this solution.
では、機械の説明を聞いたので、実際に音を聞いていこうと思います。よろしくお願いします。
The sound of the birds taking off scared you last night. Though they were right to leave, right to use their wings to fly. So the sound of the birds taking off scared you last night. Though they were right to leave, right to use their wings to fly.I just can't figure out, is it too late or too early? Is it right on time? Could it be right on? If the crow said it right, we could move out by dawn early. Could be right on time. Could be right on.So the sound of the birds taking off scared you last night. Though they were right to leave, right to use their wings to fly. So the sound of the birds taking off scared you last night. Though they were right to leave, right to use their wings to fly.The sound of the birds taking off scared you last night. Though they were right to leave, right to use their wings to fly. So the sound of the birds taking off scared you last night. Though they were right to leave, right to use their wings to fly.I just can't figure out, is it too late or too early? Is it right on time? Could it be right on? If the crow said it right, we could move out by dawn early. Could be right on time. Could be right on.So the sound of the birds taking off scared you last night. Though they were right to leave, right to use their wings to fly. So the sound of the birds taking off scared you last night. Though they were right to leave, right to use their wings to fly.The sound of the birds taking off scared you last night. Though they were right to leave, right to use their wings to fly. So the sound of the birds taking off scared you last night. Though they were right to leave, right to use their wings to fly.I just can't figure out, is it too late or too early? Is it right on time? Could it be right on? If If the crow said it right, we could move out by dawn early. Could be right on time. Could be right on. So the sound of the birds taking off scared you last night. Though they were right to leave, right to use their wings to fly. So the sound of the birds taking off scared you last night. Though they were right to leave, right to use their wings to fly. So the sound of the birds taking off scared you last night. Though they were right to leave, right to use their wings to fly. So the sound of the birds taking off scared you last night. Though they were right to leave, right to use their wings to fly. I just can't figure out, is it too late or too early? Is it right on time? Could it be right on? If the crow said it right, we could move out by dawn early. Could be right on time. Could be right on. So the sound of the birds taking off scared you last night. Though they were right to leave, right to use their wings to fly. So the sound of the birds taking off scared you last night. Though they were right to leave, right to use their wings to fly.
はい、視聴ありがとうございました。それぞれのね、ちょっと感想を私から述べていこうと思うんですけれど、エソテリックのノーマル電源に対して、アクエリアスのと、IsoTekの電源ケーブルをつないで聞いたんですが、まず情報量が格段に良くなったのと、やっぱり SN が良くなって、静けさの部分が増したって感じました。かなり余韻感のある曲を選んだので、そういったところの抑揚なんかもよく表現できてたかなと思いました。で、SIGMAS から、電源ケーブルをそのまま使って、アクエリアスから電源ケーブルをそのまま使って、SIGMAS に変えたんですけど、もうここは一番大きく変化を感じたのは低音の出方ですね。もうグッと押し出す低音。あと、低音の余韻が、表現が上がって、すごく音楽的にもその楽器の鳴ってる感っていうのもすごくレンジが広く感じました。なんですかね、中広域の情報量をキープしつつ低音のプッシュがすごく豊かになって、よりパワフルな音楽の表現ができてるなと思いました。でそれプラス、パワーアンプのみタイタンをつないで聞いたんですけど、これまた低音のグリップ力っていうんですかね、スピーカーをグッと握って押し出す力の部分が非常にライビリティが良くて、よりこう生々しくスピーカーを鳴らしてくれてたなと思います。これだけのね大きなユニットなので、やはり力のあるアンプであっても電源がより良くなることでよりプッシュや表現力が上がるっていうのを実際に体感できるすごい素敵な製品だと思いました。ではキーさんの感想をお願いします。
Okay, we started listening to just regular power from the mains, the wall socket, and I have to say the ESOTERIC electronics are very good, and they partnered very well with the BMW loudspeaker. Very good sound. But when we added in the AQUARIUS, it got a little bit more 3D, more microdynamics, and a little bit of a better control of the lower frequencies, in my opinion. Moving from the AQUARIUS to the SIGMAS, we kind of almost opened up the sound even further. The bass got a little tighter, but there was a lot more air and space between the soundstage imaging. So I thought that was good to hear. But when we added in the TITAN combined with the SIGMAS, well, we really got a lot of underpinning of the lower frequency range. There was greater articulation and bass control. You could really hear a lot of decay. It was just quite amazing, actually. And we also opened up the higher frequency range and the mid-range as well. And you had a feeling of that kind of live performance. It felt really that the musicians were really with us as opposed to a recording of the musicians. If you follow it, brought us closer to the realism of the music when it was recorded. That's my impression. And we wired the system using optimum power cable, and we utilized the TITAN system link. So we took power into the TITAN and then via the system link into the SIGMAS, which is a really good way to do things because you create a star earth all the way back to the single wall socket. So that was my impression. Thank you.
ありがとうございました。
People tend to come to a power cleaning solution last of all in their audio journey. They come to it because they're looking for that extra mile where they could get a little bit extra performance. But if we think about this logically, power should be the first component you consider because this is a fantastic streaming device, possibly one of the best in the world. If we compared it to the best turntable in the world, that would be good, or the best CD player in the world, also good. But none of these components will work without power, and the quality of the power that they receive will affect their performance. So actually, the first input of any audio system isn't the recording. It's the actual power that drives those front-end source components to be able to play that recording. And the quality of that input will affect their performance. So the first input of any audio system is actually power. And the wonderful thing about something like an AQUARIUS is it is a full system upgrade. It will improve and protect everything that you have. This model 81,000, 121,500, 153,500 amps worth of instantaneous protection. So you protect your system, you give it greater longevity, and you improve the performance of everything you own. So it's really the first input. And thank you for allowing me to participate. And the sake was nice.
ありがとうございました。はい、最後のワードは謎ですけれど、全ての製品においてキースさん自信を持ってねお勧めできるものだというご案内もあった通りなんで、そのあたりまたお店にも展示式もありますし、試聴してみたいということであれば上位モデルもお借りして聞いていただくことが可能ですので、また四日市無線の方をご利用いただけたらと思います。今日はどうもありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。